All right, let's get after it. Y'all, I am tired. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I am tired after a long weekend. I know you guys didn't come here to complain, but you did come here, so you just got to hear me complain just a little bit. But Friday, we drove all the way to Disney, and there was a wreck on the interstate, and they legitimately shut the interstate down. Again, I know why nobody's in here for this, but CJ will be here in just a minute, so just put up with my sob story. Um, we wreck on the interstate. They literally had to shut the interstate down to land a helicopter and medevac people out. Fortunately, nobody passed away. Cop was getting over to help somebody that was stranded on the side of the road and just kind of trying to slow down a little too quickly, and somebody ran into the back of him that was just flying down the interstate. Fortunately, everybody was okay, but they had to shut down the interstate for that. So we missed our reservation for breakfast. So we drove all the way to Disney, drove all the way back. They were able to get us in this morning, so my kids were not let down. They got to go to breakfast. And yesterday was the all-day block party for the Tampa Bay Seminole Club. Interviewed Tony Carter, Lonnie Legend, and Paul Aloisi Jr. And those guys were great, but just a long day out in the sun. Back to Orlando this morning for the actual breakfast. Just got home about 45 minutes ago, but I got off the phone with CJ and chatted with him. Had a lot to talk about with regard to practice. Want to get people's questions answered. I know that we really wanted to kind of do this last night, but just couldn't get together. CJ, as crazy as it sounds, CJ and I have lives outside of making FSU content too. So, but CJ was out last night doing some things, and so maybe a little bit late. I know you guys have probably read a bunch of stuff. Brendan's got some good stuff out on Knowles 247 that you guys can go check out, but CJ was inside the building, so hats off to the people that are there seeing it live. I know that that's not an open event, like it's not, like it's not like CJ just happened to be there. My man just was the man with the plug. But shout out to CJ for being there. I saw your tweet yesterday, bro, and I was just like, oh man, you son of a gun. Of course you were there. But hey, if you're listening to this, if you're watching on YouTube, if you could hit the like button, hit the share button. Let some people know that, again, CJ was there last night. I'll kind of let him take it away here in a minute. If you guys have questions for him, if you have things you want to ask, happy to get you on. Happy to have you guys hit my DMs, and I'll ask any questions that you guys specifically may have about the first scrimmage. CJ, how you doing today?
Man, pretty good, man. Sorry for joining late. Getting that time of year, the kids run a little bit crazy, so I had to be a dad for a second.
Every time my kids have a sensor, God put a sensor like on my kids to where if I get on the phone, they just immediately start screaming. Like that's the sensor dad's on the phone. Yeah, let's wreak some havoc right now. So I get it, bro. Like right before you're going to start something every single time. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into what the people want, what they want to hear. Scrimmage insight from the very first scrimmage of fall camp, the 2022 season. Let's start at the top. Jordan Travis. I think we all know what we have in Jordan Travis at this point. I think we all feel very comfortable here. But let's talk a little bit about just his command, his day yesterday, and what your takeaway from him was.
Yeah, Jordan Travis had a pretty good day from what I saw. It was one drive in particular that stood out to me. He was getting the ball to pretty much everyone. He got Malik involved. He got Span involved. It was a third down play, like 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6, through like a 9-yard route to Michael Pittman. So it was a pretty good drive, and he was moving the ball. So the offense moved the best with him, of course, and Jordan just does stuff that you can't coach, right? So it was one play where it was a rollout to the right, pretty good pass rush. Everyone's covered downfield, and it may have been a small crack between the guard and the tackle that probably no one could really make. So he cuts through there, runs it for like 15 to 20 yards downfield, and there you have it. It's one of those plays that, Travis just makes something out of nothing, and it turns into a 20-yard gain. So you have that factor into it where he just does things that you can't really coach and stuff like that. So the offense is definitely predicated on Jordan Travis in regards to his health and how we move or whatnot. But he had a pretty good day. Everything moved really well with him. A couple things that I would like to some community.
Oh, we may have lost you there for a sec. Or is that on me? Let me shoot CJ. Quick message. It might have got into his phone. You always forget to do is put mine on do not disturb, because then when you get a call, people come in. Let me get Peach in here real quick while CJ comes back in here. CJ jumped out and he'll come right back in. Peach has a question for CJ, and now he's not going to get to ask it. While you guys are here and we're all chatting, and before CJ gets back, I took some Gramco gummies down to the block party yesterday. I know, like, most of you guys don't live here in Tampa, but if you haven't given the gummies a try, you really should. Thegramco.com, TJ25 for the gummies. Also, I hear you guys have been killing the garnet and gold orders. Maybe I should stop shouting that out, because the 15% off that you guys are saving is starting to make a bigger and bigger dent. So I'm not telling you not to shop at Garnet and Gold, because they're still a supporter and you should buy from them, but maybe just think about not using the code every once in a while so that they get the full price of the items. Do a little goodwill and give Garnet and Gold back 15%. No, that's a joke. Go order from them, garnetandgold.com. Get your stuff ready before the season gets underway and starts. Peach, I know you were in here for CJ. He just texted me back. He'll be on in just a second, but y'all relax calling out CJ's internet on the spaces. But Peach, I know your question was on for him, so stay on. But let's talk. What you got, man?
Yeah, my question is for CJ. Can you hear me all right? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, you're all set.
All right. My question was for PJ. I had a little joke ready to go with, for CJ, not PJ. I had a little joke fired up and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and ruin it. My joke was going to be, everyone make a wish. You got CJ, TJ, and PJ. I don't think people realize my name is PJ, not Peach, but I'm just kidding. But no, I don't have much. I just got a question for CJ, so hopefully he can get back on here pretty quickly, because
I know
I'm not in a co-hosting mood right now, so I don't have any content for you. Just gonna sit here and wait and twiddle my thumbs a little bit.
Bro, I don't know if this man's phone died. I don't know what happened.
Here's something I got. We can pass some time a little bit. Just kind of checking my notes from being at the scrimmage myself. I honestly think that Florida State's probably going to go 11-1 this year. That's now the untrained eye myself. I didn't come to that decision on my own, but talking to some people around the program, Chrisney, Brendan Sinone, James Coleman, I think 11-1 might be the floor for this team this year.
Floor. I like it, Peach. I like it. That might be a little higher than what I have my floor at, but
any word on CJ? Has he texted you or anything?
I haven't gotten anything. I mean, I don't want to just start telling you guys what he was telling. Okay, we got him back. I was gonna say I don't want to start telling him what he was telling me, because I wasn't there. I'm trying to give him the shine for being there, but we got him back. You could use your joke. He wasn't listening.
No, I was.
The other 300 people in here were.
Yeah, the other 265 people. Yeah. I'll spare them. Yeah. CJ, can you hear me all right, man?
265. I got 280 on here, bro. Relax.
My bad.
You guys hear me?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
You're good.
Yeah, man. So my damn internet just got knocked out. I'm sorry, man.
Jermaine was just making fun of your internet on the timeline too, and look how it went down.
He's 100% right. So yeah, running around the house, knocked the cable out, but I had to get it back running. My apologies, but where were we at?
Man, I think we talked just Jordan Travis's control of everything. Peach, hang on here a second, and we'll get to you in a minute. But you were talking about Jordan Travis. Let's move on to some of the other quarterbacks, though, and then we'll kind of go down the roster like that. And then if anybody has questions, Peach, we'll get you in just a second. We'll get more people in here. Just hit the request button, hit my DMs, and we'll go from there. Man, nobody loves them a backup quarterback like War Chant does. In fact, I literally had somebody text me the other day and say, hey, I was walking into my acupuncturist who was on the War Chant message board and said, man, I heard Tate Rodemaker looks really, really good. So, yeah, I had, just funny stuff, and again, I'm trying to mend bridges here. I'm not calling anybody out. But yeah, they love them a backup. So thoughts on AJ, any big plays he may have made, does Tate look good? Cause I do think that he is the backup if he needs to come in for a drive or two. Thoughts on both those guys?
Yeah, so definitely he had a slow start, but man, he had the longer the scrimmage went, the more comfortable he got, and he had a dime, man. I'm talking about he threw like a 50-yard pass to Deuce Span, right on the money, caught him in stride, wide open. Deuce beat Sam McCall rather on the play, and it just showed Deuce Span's speed. But we'll get into that a little later. But to talk about Duffy, he dropped it on the money, and it was crazy because when I was walking in within the facility, and shout out to Mike and the staff for this, they invited the family in town for the scrimmage. So a lot of the players' family came in and was able to see the scrimmage and see the guys play or whatnot. So I was standing next to Duffy's family. So I guess Mike came and saw his parents, and he went and spoke to his dad. Not going to get into the specifics what he said, but basically that he's like what he's saying from Duffy. He's looked pretty good, and he was pleased with him. And lo and behold, you can kind of see the reason why he said that, because he was making a lot of throws. You can see the arm is the arm talent is not questionable, right? So just him, I know we want to rush things as far as a freshman, but just him getting the feel of the offense, getting the feel of the college game, getting more comfortable. Once the talent meets that, it'll be the sky's the limit for him. But yeah, you could definitely see the arm talent, and also Duffy is kind of mobile. He had a scramble to the left for like 15 to 20 yards. Was able to move around the pocket a little bit. So that's another thing. He's a pretty mobile guy too. That was surprising to see. I didn't really think he could move like that, but he could get around. So you can see the arm talent in Duffy. Tate, the offense really didn't move with Tate. I think he had a couple of drops too by the second team receivers. But overall, you can see the arm talent. You can see why people kind of rave about Tate in certain aspects. But the offense just didn't really move when he was when he was at the helm of the quarterback. So I don't know. I think he will be QB2, but if, say for instance, we have something, Lord, I don't want this to happen at all, but something injury-wise happens to Travis that's serious and he's out for X amount of time, I can see us as going, yeah, we're going to take our lumps with Duffy just due to the talent he has and go from there and kind of build from there if it came to that. But no, overall the quarterbacks did pretty good. I think we'll be okay, but the season is predicated on Jordan Travis' health. On Jordan Travis's health, we'll put it at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Peach, what'd you have?
CJ, I got a quick question for you since you were at the scrimmage yesterday. Actually, I got two questions. What did you have to donate to get into the scrimmage yesterday was my first question. And then my second question is there an opinion that you woke up yesterday morning with that completely changed after the scrimmage, be it a position group that you feel more comfortable about or less comfortable about, a specific player that you were surprised to see them running with the ones and holding their own? Any massive opinion changes after the scrimmage yesterday?
I was surprised to see Deuce Span, man, like that. That was something. So going back to that corner route that I said he beat Sam McCall on, it was a perfect throw, man. But the route was beautiful. Caught it in stride. He caught the ball very well yesterday. It was like a screen play that Mike drew up. It was like a 3rd and 6. He caught the pass, and his burst and acceleration is crazy. So he gets the top gear just like that. So he caught the pass, and he was at top speed within a millisecond, and he takes over 15 yards or whatnot. So the athletic ability is there. The big play potential is there. The size is there. It was also doing a kick return drill, and of course we know this stuff isn't live. But if that was a live kick return, it'd have been a touchdown, no doubt about it, man. So he hit the hole, hit the seam, and once he hit the sideline and really opened up stride, it opened my eyes to how fast he really is. He's a legit 4.3 type of guy, not the 4.3 you see on paper, and they cats squad around 4.5. So he'll be a 4-3 type of guy. So if he could put it all together with the route tree and things like that, but I think just getting him the ball in space, having a couple of deep shots a game, letting him use his athletic ability could ball well for the offense. He looked really well. The running back group, I don't have a worry in the world about the running back group. Those guys are legit. I think the running game overall can be better than last year. Of course, we lose Corbin, but Trey should be good also. And then just the development of Toy Philly and development of Trayshawn Ward. I think that room is going to be a lot better than it was last year due to that. Ward probably had like 3 or 4 long runs, and just his vision and cutback ability is pretty nice. One of those runs went for a touchdown. Rodney Hill looked pretty good too, man. I know Mike talked about him, but just to see that in person, it was pretty refreshing. You could see the potential there. He had a couple big games, like 2 or 3 big games. Lawrence Toy-Philly, he looked good and catching the ball and also running the ball off, so he bulked up a little bit. And then Trey Benson, the first man isn't going to take Trey Benson down at all. He's a workhorse. It was at one point I was like, okay, we kind of know we got in him. Let's just sit him down a little bit, put him to the sideline. I want to try to break too many tackles and things like that. But yeah, the first man isn't going to take Trey Benson down at all. He looks the part, and it shows on the field also.
Good stuff, Peach. I appreciate you, my man.
Appreciate you guys. Go Noles, No Nation. I love each and every one of you.
Love you, bro. Got a couple questions here on YouTube. Shout out to people on YouTube listening. This is a good kind of probably transition from that. If you're listening on YouTube, hit the like button. You have to scroll down on your or you have to swipe down on the chat if you're on your mobile phone. But if you hit the like button and the subscribe button, we certainly appreciate that. Van Life Storytelling, welcome back, TJ. I'm curious, CJ, we talked about this, and we're not going to go into detail as far as names or anything like that goes, and we want to be respectful of the rules that FSU has put into place. But what were some of your thoughts on not just on the offensive line? It sounds like it's been reported that some of the starters were out, and then some of the guys on defense, even some of the bigger names on defense, just didn't play a lot, 3-4 reps, is what you were telling me earlier. What is your thought behind some of the bigger names on the team not playing as much last night?
Yeah, my thoughts on that is just being a little cautious and preserving the bodies. We kind of know we got within a couple guys within the position room, so no need to risk anything, right? I know we got it's a fine balance of getting you work in practice and protecting them, but I think yeah, for the most part, some of the guys we kind of know what we have, and they were set out a little bit. And as far as it was a lot of, I think I saw prior to going to practice, there was a lot of panic on the timeline about certain offensive linemen and like things like that being out for the season and just traumatic injuries. I do think that's overblown a little bit. Well, not a little bit. I think it's overblown a lot. I want to get into details and stuff like that, but it's not what you guys think. Guys were held out, but not to the degree that is being portrayed. I think it was a lot of healthy scratches also. So I say that to say this. I know a lot of the freshmen on the line look pretty good. Julian Armella got extensive reps. Dontre Richardson, he got some extensive reps, also look pretty good. Drew a blank. Quayshawn Sapp. Quayshawn Sapp, he looked pretty good. He got some reps at center, so he looked pretty good. So I think moving forward, I think our offensive line, the woeful offensive line days are behind us, and what we see from the offensive line this year is just scratching the surface. So moving forward, I think the offensive line is going to be very good moving forward. I don't foresee us having any worries on the offensive line moving forward. I think this year is just the tip of what it can be moving forward, and we're going to go from there.
Yeah, we were talking on the phone earlier as I was driving home with Armella and Sapp and some of the young guys that are already on the roster, and then the guys that are coming in, right? You need to sign them, but Simmons and Kearney and just other targets that they're looking at right now. We talked about this. It seems like every year since 2013, the offensive line has legitimately gotten worse. Last year, I will say, was probably better than the year before. But, starting last year to this year to the next year, it's only going to get better year after year. Now, you have to continue to recruit that position well, because if you keep recruiting it well, guys are going to leave in 3 years. But I don't know that there's a position group that I'm more excited about on this team going forward, just kind of the future. There's not even one that I think is close. DB is one with McCall and Thomas and those guys. But yeah, I think the offensive line is just something that I'm thrilled about kind of for years to come, and something that has been recruited well for the future, which is nice because, that's been certainly our biggest complaint for the last, 8 years or so.
But it is crazy that you mentioned that, because from 2013 until like you said, 2021 rather, it's been pretty much like a decline every year in regards to the offensive line. Last year was the kind of increase. Well, like you say, increase from the previous year to the next year in regards to getting better. And here we are now. We're going to be a lot better than last year moving forward. I just see that arrow going in the upward direction in regards to that. So yeah, it's crazy. But I remember it was a time where we were praying for days like this, right? To be in on blue chip offensive linemen and get blue chip offensive linemen and be in these type of battles. And Coach Atkins is been able to do that within a short period of time. Excuse me. I would like to see his ceiling though. So I think we're just scratching the surface. So say if we start winning big at FSU and do what we're supposed to do on the field, I think that'll take Coach Atkins' recruiting capabilities to another level, and he'll be able to get whoever he wants, quite frankly.
Yeah, look what he's doing right now with the product, and what it could be pretty scary. All right, another question on YouTube here. Again, shout out to YouTube listeners. How did the linebackers look last night? We'll skip over defensive line and then come back to them in a minute. But how about the linebacking unit?
Linebackers look pretty good, man. Speaking of, Tatum Bethune had a really big hit on Michael Pittman. It was a little screen route. He kind of snuffed it out and caught Pittman slipping, and had a really big hit on him. So he's fitting in pretty well. Caleb DeLoach's flying around making plays. Mari Gaynor, DJ Lundy. I think those four, we have a pretty good rotation within those four, man. And seeing Lundy in person, he does look the part in regards to the offseason work he's put in. Mike was telling the truth 100%. I know we've seen the pictures on the timeline, but to see it in person, rather, you can definitely see the work he's put in. Looks a lot better in space too, a lot faster due to the weight drop. So I think the linebackers is going to be it's going to be a plus for us. We have some good bodies there. Omar Graham looked pretty good as a freshman, moving around. So I think we're going to be pretty good at the linebacker spot. I think that top four though of Gaynor, Lundy, Kalen DeLoach, of course, and Tatum Bethune, we should be pretty good there.
Yeah, excited about the linebacker core for the first time in a while, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I feel like top to bottom from the defense, I don't really see a weakness. We know we have in the interior, right? Defensive line, the defensive tackle depth rather is pretty good. That's why Fuller was kind of gushing at the end of the scrimmage. Like, I know potentially we could be pretty good on defense. You just got to put it all together. Briggs versus McClendon is going to be a pretty good three-man tandem in regards to defense and linebackers, like we just discussed. Cornerback, I know Duke Cooper, I think he's going to be one of the better cornerbacks in the ACC. We know what we have, and got Thomas coming along and things like that. Depth-wise, people don't like Jerry Jones, man, in regards to past situations, but he looked pretty good and he was healthy. So depth-wise, I think we're going to be pretty good. We know we have Jamie Robinson, one of the better safeties in the ACC, and then Dent came along on the second half of the season. He was playing as one of the better safeties in the ACC, so he could build upon last season up into this season. So top to bottom, I think the defense could be pretty good.
Yeah. No, it is really nice to have. I mean, last year at linebacker, man, it was Kalen, and that's it. That's what it felt like. Lundy wasn't bad. Lundy just got caught out of position coverage, but just Lundy being another year older.
Lundy was good for it. Like last year, he was very good in run support, but due to his weight and things like that, you can kind of single him out in certain situations. So I think for him to be, I think he's a complete 180 in regards to that, and being able not to be a liability and be a 3-down linebacker, right? So once teams caught him in situations, they were able to kind of key in on that. And you're right. And also you got to realize those guys are pretty young too. Lundy was a redshirt freshman last year. Mm-hmm. Of course, Kalen was a redshirt sophomore, kind of got into his own and things like that. That's one of the main things about the defense. It's a lot of veterans, right? These guys played a lot of snaps from, they they went through the trenches, so to speak. So they from the freshman on to now, they played a lot of snaps. So now they're battle tested, they're war tested. So now it's kind of really time to put everything all together. The experience is there, the talent is there. You just gotta put it together on the field.
I want to draw your attention, guys, to the tweet in the top of the space. I'm going to get Marlon on and get some different people on that have requested and answer some more questions here. But I want to draw your attention to the tweet in the top of the space. Big scrimmage talk here on the spaces. At 7 p.m., we're doing a panel. CJ gets a whole hour, but these guys all have to share an hour. We're doing a panel on double fries, no slaw tonight with just everybody you guys like. Sonone, Ingram Smith, Carter Carrolls of the Democrat, Kurt Weiler of the new Osceola Rival site. We've also got Ben Meyerson from Tomahawk Nation, and then David Hale of ESPN, my favorite guy that covers. I like Andrew a lot too, but David Hale's awesome because he sent me really good Charlotte recommendations for barbecue and bourbon. So shout out to those guys. We'll do that at 7 o'clock on YouTube. You can hit the tweet in the top of the space, and the link is already there. Marlon, let's get you at it. I know you had a question. We'll go back to defensive line. CJ and I talked about something that was pretty impressive from Jared Verse. Obviously, every time he goes out on the field, things are pretty impressive for Jared Verse. But let's get Marlon's question. Marlon, what you got, my man?
Hey, what's up, guys? With everybody raving about AC Thomas, and if Mike would have been a closer like Bobby was, would they be two freshmen starting at DB at Florida State this coming year?
I mean, first, I'm not sure about that. I'm not even saying we're not even saying Thomas is going to start, right? I think Thomas is going to play a lot, but you got the thing with freshmen starting, man. I tell people this all the time. We got to pump expectations on freshmen. Not every freshman is going to respond like that or just come in and just take a spot and be that. But you got to let them give time to develop, because I know people was kind of saying, we haven't heard Sam McCall within the practice reports and stuff like that. And kids, you got to give them some type of time, right? Due to the situation. And Sam McCall did have an interception yesterday, matter of fact, as well. He had a pretty good break on the ball and caught a pick. But I don't know. I think if we would have probably got Travis, then, I think Travis is that type of player. He could have started receiver, cornerback, whatever. But, of course, he had to do it and give him the field and actually produce. Seeing Travis in person last season, I know he was kind of on the slim side, so he'd had to get in the weight room and work a lot. I know FSU and Jackson State are kind of two different levels, so I do think he'd have played a lot. And I don't know, it's just hearsay. If he'd have came here and produced it, and I think he could have started for sure. The talent is definitely there, but I'm not even saying AZ is going to start. I mean, he has a potential to start, but we have some pretty good corners. I think Dude Cooper's going to be probably the best cornerback in the ACC if he continues to develop. So just because, you make splash plays in camp and stuff like that, man, let's kind of pump the brakes on the expectations in regards to starting and stuff like that, because that's when you set yourself up for disappointment, when the player doesn't meet those lofty expectations right at the gate. So just let it play out and let things develop.
Yeah, but you know what they say, iron sharpens iron. Them boys look, that would have been a monster freshman class.
I agree. Iron definitely sharpens iron, man. But we got some good cornerbacks on campus. We got some good DBs on campus. So he's definitely getting his work in regards to the iron sharpen iron department. He's getting pushed. The other cornerbacks are getting pushed. There's talent out there. So yeah, I agree.
I appreciate y'all. I'll keep listening.
Appreciate you, Marlon. Bro, Marlon's a trooper, man, because he's over here commenting on YouTube. He's here on the spaces too, man. My man must have 2 phones up, a laptop. If I had this on Facebook Live, he'd be commenting over there too. So get you people to support you like Marlon does. I'll get a couple more people requested here, and we'll get them on in a second. Somebody asked, again, shout out CJ Wilson for those listening on YouTube. We had a couple questions. Who was speaking? CJ Wilson, the Roll Up Network, Roll Up podcast that dropped this morning. I know you guys went deeper into the scrimmage and talked about some different things there as well. Rel Walker here wants to know, anything on Cam McDonald on the tight ends? They show up at all in the scrimmage. How were they utilized? Somebody made a bold prediction on my show the other day that Cam McDonald was going to have more receiving yardage this year than he's ever had at Florida State. I think he's got 549 total yards at FSU. I could be off by 5 yards or something there. So if he can get to 550 this year, he'll do that. Any thoughts on? Well, you don't have to comment on the bold prediction, but did the tight ends do anything last night?
No, not too much. The tight ends didn't do too much last night. It was more so the running backs and the receivers that got most of the work in regards to moving the ball for the offense. Running backs, receivers, and Jordan Travis being Jordan Travis.
We talked about a pretty crazy play by Jared Verse last night. Let's talk about the defensive line in general, but we can start out with Jared Verse being a freak like he is.
Yeah, so it was a play action. It was a play action play. And, play action to the right and Trav was booting to the left. And, typically when Trav was booting to the left, when he has a step on the defensive end, right, is you can kiss the baby. That's a 20-yard, 30-yard game. We're going up the sideline, right? So Jared Verse, rather, he bites on the play action, pivots, puts his foot in the ground, and beelines to the sideline, right, trying to cut off that angle. Man, I don't think I ever seen this before as far as Jordan Travis, because he's pretty damn fast, and, we know what type of athlete Jordan Travis is. I just spoke about a play earlier in regards to only a play that he can make, right? So I guess this is a play that only Jared Verse can make. So he pretty much ate the damn angle up and forced Trav to throw the ball away. And it kind of caught my attention because usually that's a 15, 20, 30-yard run once he has a step on the defensive end because, it's Jordan Travis, right? He's a 4-4 type of guy, man. So to see Jared Verse pivot and just haul ass to the damn sideline in regards to first, the effort was A1. Second, just the pure talent in regards to getting there and to make that a throwaway and loss of down ball is where it's at versus a positive play of 15, 20, 30 yards down the damn field. It was crazy. This shows the athleticism that he has. I know a lot of people talk about his box jump explosiveness. I think he had an interview earlier and someone asked him who could beat him on the team and running. He was like, no one, or it was like Trey Benson or him. He was like, it's pretty close or whatever. But I see where the confidence comes from, man, because Jared Verse he's an explosive player and he could definitely run, man. He's an athlete for sure. So that really stood out in regards to the effort he put in, one, and just the ability to get to the sideline and cut Travis off and make him throw the ball away. It was pretty crazy.
Somebody asked, a comment on YouTube. Sounds like Verse has the ability to be pretty dominant like Jermaine, but might lack the refinement to be
let's back up because, we're talking about ACC Defensive Player of the Year, first-round draft pick, unanimous All-Americans, going to get a stone out at FSU. I understand the comparisons, right? So Jermaine was the number one transfer portal defensive end. Verse was the number one transfer portal defensive end. Match made in heaven, right? But we're talking about like Jermaine did some shit like a lot of people didn't do it at FSU. So he's one of those guys within a year, man. So potentially it could be to that point down the line, but to say he's going to be that out the gate, man, I think that's being disrespectful to what Jermaine Johnson did last year.
I also think Florida State doesn't need that. Now, they'd take that, right? Like they would take another Jermaine Johnson type year. But I don't think you need a guy to go God mode against Miami to win. I don't think you need a guy to go God mode against Clemson to have it would certainly help, right? Like I'm not saying that Florida State would throw that away, but I think that there's going to be so much balance and that pressure up the middle. I know Fabo and Coop didn't play a ton last night. Again, Florida State kind of knows what they have with those two guys, and so why risk anything crazy? But I think that you don't need him to do that. Last year there were enough holes on the defense to where you needed. If Jermaine doesn't go off against Miami, we all know that we're not winning that game, right? And so,
So across the board, the defensive line looks pretty damn good. We talk about the defensive tackle depth, which is probably the most deep position on the team. You got Coop and Lovett; they're going to get pressure up the middle, of course. Then you got Big Ray. He looked good. God, what's Grimes' kid's name? I just drew a blank, man. Damn it, defensive tackle. Shout out to Grimes, man. Jasper Grimes, he coached him. Jared Jackson, rather. Excuse me. Jared was in the backfield a lot, man. He could be pretty dominant. Jared is a big kid too, really big kid. Joshua Farmer, excuse me. So I think we have a lot of talent within the defensive tackle room. They're going to be fresh. It's going to be a really good rotation within that DT room. They're going to be dominant this season. I truly believe the defensive tackles, it's going to be the strength of the defense. And we talked about Jared Verse earlier. Dennis Briggs looked pretty good. McClendon. So I think those three guys, and then you throw in those three guys should be pretty good as far as that should be the mainstay of the defensive end rotation. I think we should be pretty good as far as across the board collectively within the defensive line. I do think Fuller's going to get creative with pressures, get some linebackers involved, also Amari Gainer off the edge. So I think we're going to be okay within getting pressure. we have enough talent to collectively be able to get pressure within quarterbacks on a normal basis.
Excited for what the defense can do there. All right, let's get Seymour in here. Seymour, we're not doing any recruiting today. Maybe a little bit. We'll see. We'll probably go for another 20 or so minutes. If you have questions, hit me in the DMs. Obviously, you can comment them if you're on YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, 7 o'clock, we're doing a panel with a bunch of guys on the beat to talk about expectations for this year, what we've seen in fall camp, what their thoughts are. But an hour of free scrimmage talk. I guess the double fries thing is free too. So maybe 2 hours of content. Seymour, what's going on?
What's going on, baby? I had a couple questions for my guy about the practice, man. A couple things I wanted to know.
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right, check it out, man. I've been hearing that the offensive line has been winning a lot of reps against the D-line. And I know usually early in practice, the D-line is ahead of the O-line. Is that something that you think that we should be concerned about, or do you feel as if that's a product of the O-line, becoming more dominant and taking a step forward?
No, within that, it was more so, it was 50-50. It was 50-50 from what I saw. I know I spoke about some big gains from a couple running backs, but we're talking about, 10 or so snaps or whatnot. It was a lot of players in which the defensive line snuffed that stuff rather for, loss on the play, no gain, this, that, and other. I think it's just more so just the combination of the offensive line being pretty, I'm not saying pretty good, being more improved, and the defensive line being improved, and just battling each other within camp. It was pretty even for the most part. I think overall, the FSU defensive line dominated the point of line of scrimmage, but it was a lot of splash plays and things like that, and increases were made within some plays. It was just 50-50. I wouldn't say the offensive line was just dominating defensive line. It was gas play after gas play. No, it was a lot of knockbacks, a lot of negative plays for the defensive line as well.
I appreciate that. And my second question, man, do you think, I know that a lot of recruits are looking at the stat line this year because we haven't produced, say, that bell cow rusher and had 1,000-yard rusher pretty much since camp. So I was wondering, do you think, from what you're seeing in practice, are we still going to go more of a committee approach? Or do you think that if Vincent emerges more, that we're going to go to that bell cow back of him having more carries?
I mean, it just depends on how the season goes. You always go at the hot hand, right? So if it's a run where Trey is just killing stuff and things like that, then we could probably see that. It could be a run where Waters just killing stuff. We could probably see that. I think all of these all 4 running backs could play. How those carries are dispersed. I think Trey and Sean will probably get the majority of those reps. But it just depends on the season, man. I think even with recruiting, if we don't have 1,000-yard back, I think we'll see enough production from the running backs for a recruit to know, oh, yeah, I have a place within that offense. I think all of these guys are going to be able to eat. I think 1,000 yards within the individual players definitely on the table. Who that is, I can't really say. It just depends on the flow of the season and who's hot, things like that.
Appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate you, Seymour.
No problem.
Oh, he was talking
Appreciate
to
you,
CJ.
TJ.
No, you were talking to CJ, bro. It wasn't me. I get it, man.
Man, TJ, you know what? You are a sensitive fella. You know you my guy, TJ,
Bro,
man.
I told you, man. I've been cranky all weekend. I've been tired all weekend, man.
Oh, man, them kids whooping your ass, TJ.
Oh.
You getting old, baby.
Man, you're telling me. All right, bro. Have a good Sunday, my man. I appreciate you.
All right, TJ. Till next time, baby.
See you, buddy. Somebody asked specifically on Patrick Payton. He get in, mix anything up?
Nah, Payton played a lot. He looked pretty good. I think that's going to be our 4th defensive end in regards to the rotation. He's going to be another guy that's going to be, a committed guy, and that's going to give us a lot of good reps. Body-wise, he filled out a lot since he came in as a true freshman. You could tell the work he's been putting in, and shout out to Coach Thorns for molding clay and putting the freshman through the process. So he seems like he's ready to take on a bigger role this year. He's going to be a player for us for sure. I think Payton is going to be in the rotation, and a regular in the defensive end rotation, rather. Excuse me.
We talked a little bit on the phone, and I want to give a couple plugs, and then I want to get your take on the wide receivers. But some concern around the wide receivers. Actually, I was never concerned, but there's some concern on the timeline and just within the fan base about the wide receivers early in camp. A lot of drops, not as much consistency. Maybe that's to be expected to start camp when you're not in a rhythm, you don't have that camaraderie, you got 3 different quarterbacks all splitting the reps. I know Jordan's get the most, but I want to ask you about the wide receivers. Just before we do that, I also want to give a quick shout out to Gramco, thegramco.com. I'd love if a couple of you guys went and ordered some of those gummies or hard candies. They sell them in like 2-packs and 3-packs. You can go spend $5. Thegramco.com. Use TJ25 to save 25%. I was passing those things out. Oh, sorry for this fun. Like candy yesterday at the block party here in Tampa. Listen, this is the best. I don't know, obviously I don't know where all y'all live, but Tampa has the best kickoff party in the country, and it's really not close. Like if you're going to take a family vacation next year, you should come to Florida and come to the Tampa Knowles kickoff party. They've had well over 5,000 people come to it in the past. COVID's kind of knocked it down just a bit. I believe there were like 2,500 people out there. If you haven't been to historic like Ybor City, it's pretty epic. It's a pretty cool spot. All the bars are decked out in Florida State stuff. There's drink specials, like you can get tequila shots and stuff for like $3.50. No inflation here in Tampa on cheap well liquor. So they're not paying me, but like legit, if you are ever in Tampa at the end of or like beginning of August, you have to come to the block party. I was chatting with some guys. I don't even know if they're on here or not, but I was chatting with some guys that like flew in from Virginia for this block party. Like that's how cool it is. It's really, really a good time. We did a live show out there with Tony Carter, Lonnie Pryor, Paul Aloisi Jr., who was a backup on the 2013 national championship team. Those guys were awesome, and we had a good time. So that was a ton of fun yesterday. But yeah, Gramco, thegramco.com. That was a tangent. Sheesh. Thegramco.com, TJ25. Go get you some blue raspberry gummies. Also, CJ, I know you're a Gramco fan. I tested their new hemp seltzer that's coming out. We're going to have some of that at the tailgate in New Orleans. That's going to be like the launch of it, is the tailgate in New Orleans. It's low dose, like it's something like 10 milligrams for a 12 ounce.
Yeah, so I was hearing that the guava is pretty good.
Oh, the key lime. I wish I could get you guys this. Like I would get you a 50% off code if this was live right now, because everybody needs to try this. But let me just tell you, the key lime was fantastic. So hopefully, well, no, it's out in September. So that'll be all set, ready to go. Non-alcoholic. It's a hemp seltzer. They taste fantastic. They're low calorie, but they don't have that like sugary, like when there's like fake sugar in something, it's got a bad aftertaste. This didn't have it at all. So
yeah.
Again, I'm plugging something that y'all can't even go buy or anything, but shout out the good folks at Gramco, because those seltzers are going to hit and y'all are going to love them. So we're actually,
I can't wait for that.
Kraken's in here. I'm trying to get them to send a keg over of it so that when we do the watch party on Friday night, Saturday night, and we watch Utah beat Florida, we can all be drinking the hemp seltzer at the thing. I'm trying to work that out, Kraken. So just be patient with me on that. So Gramco.com, thegramco.com, TJ25. If you can't tell, I really like that company. So you should go support. If you're appreciative of us getting CJ on here and having over 400 people in the spaces to give you guys the insight from somebody who was at the scrimmage last night, go show your appreciation by ordering from thegramco.com. If you can't partake, or even if you can and you're just rich like CJ, the best place to get all your Seminoles gear for the season, garnetandgold.com. You can use Spaces15 to save 15% there. All the Nike stuff is coming in. The Columbia stuff's in. The stuff for your tailgate, whether it's chairs, tables, tents, whatever you need, garnetandgold.com, Spaces15. You're going to order all this stuff anyway. Don't get it from Fanatics. Don't get it from Alumni Hall. Support the people that give back to Florida State. Also, the people that support our athletes is NIL. Garnetandgold.com, Spaces15. Last one, and then I'll shut up and get back to the wide receivers, which is certainly the most intriguing position of the year, in my opinion. Primetime 21-21. Tony Perez over at DSP Insurance. You guys know that he can take care of you from an employee benefits perspective. If you're in HR, if you own a business, he can also just save you money on your regular old car insurance or homeowner's insurance. Shoot my guy a message here on Twitter. It's Primetime 21-21. If you didn't get that, or if you're on YouTube, shoot me a DM. I'll put you in a group message with Tony. If he can save you money on car insurance, great. If not, keep what you got. I guarantee you can save you money. I'm not allowed to guarantee stuff. I promise you he'll do everything he can to save you money on your homeowner's insurance, on your car insurance. Again, let's support Knowles. Unless you're just a huge Geico fan and you have to go with them, you want to stay with them, that's fine, whatever. support Knowles, see if he can save you some money on insurance. Inflation's crazy, so hit my guy up today. Whew, that's all I got, guys. I don't have anything else. I'm out of breath on that. CJ, wide receivers, had some guys make some nice plays.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive, though, man. I'm impressed.
I need a nap, man. I was complaining about being tired when I got on here. I'm tired after that. Talk to me about the wide receivers, man. Some ups and downs out there last night, but what was your big takeaway? Who made some plays? What's going on there?
Yeah, so it's some ups and downs. I'm going to give you a prime example of the ups and downs. We got to get the consistency factor down, Pat, but the potential is definitely there. One play, so Pookie had like a 40-yard. Jordan got like a 40-yard bomb on Pookie or whatnot. It was in tight coverage. It was reminiscent of the play. It was one-handed play rather too. It was reminiscent of the play he had against Florida. That one-handed play against Florida, right? Real nice catch on the sideline. So we know we had to blunder against Florida too within the muff punt, right? So literally the next play, and this was he ran a real smooth route on the Marion Cooper, got open. Jordan Travis put it right on the money. It was like a 22-yard gain or so, but he dropped the ball, right? So that's the consistency that we're talking about. I spoke on a drive that, Trav basically was getting all the receivers involved and it was move the ball downfield, just throwing the ball and getting these guys open in different ways. So we see the potential, but we got to have more consistency in regards to catching the ball. I know Keyshawn Hilton had a couple drops, if I'm not mistaken. One for a first down that Tate threw a pretty good ball on. So if we can get more consistent in regards to catching the ball, and of course, I think more reps in camp. This was the first scrimmage, so there's more repetition within camp, so we'll be okay. But the potential is there. You're seeing a lot of guys compete for balls. I know Dillingham complained a lot last year where he said it without saying it that we couldn't, win one-on-one coverage. We couldn't beat man coverage, right? So I seen that yesterday. I seen those guys win in one-on-one situations. I seen some wins in regards to 50-50 balls, but I seen some guys drop wide open passes as well too. That was some drive killers, right? So if we could get consistent with catching the ball within those guys, I think we should be okay. But overall, I like the potential of the room. I do think we're much improved in that room from last year, which is a good thing in regards to Jordan Travis's development. So it's a lot to be excited about as far as the receiver room, but it's some things they definitely need to work on for sure.
Had a question on YouTube. Does Graham Coach ship to Atlanta, Georgia? They do. They are based in Florida. They were founded by FSU fans, now alums. They ship to basically every state but the ones that I'm going to list here. California, Colorado, Idaho, Kentucky, Montana, North Dakota, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, and Washington. If you're in one of those states, Delta 8 is banned in your state. There are some caveats, but basically every other state that wasn't just listed is wide open. Certainly just about everything here in the Southeast. A quick rule of thumb, most places that weed is legal recreationally, Delta 8 has been banned, and for political purposes. They lobby against each other, and the people that kind of control the weed don't want the Delta 8 stuff. So anyway, yeah, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, New York, Texas, Tennessee, all your big stuff. It's all legal there. Had another question here. Thank you, Snapper King. Yeah, come hit us next time. Be out there. Let's see. All right, let me add Kraken. Yeah, Kraken put in a Gramco order, man. I'm sitting here like talking about shipping stuff to his bar, and he's ordering, and my man Kraken, man. Get you somebody that supports you like Kraken does, because that's my dude. We don't even agree on like a bunch of stuff, but we're still boys. It doesn't even matter, man. Some things are bigger than other things. I don't know. I'm all emotional. Kraken, how's it going?
Unmute yourself, fam.
I had to turn my Bluetooth off so I didn't get.
Hey, first off, before you get started, man, I want you to make sure everything's safe. I want you to make sure everything's taken care of for us in New Orleans, right?
Oh, bro, you better believe it, man. Kush is on deck. People on deck, man. Like, come through the bar. We got the drinks on deck. TJ, I got your email. We're totally down to do that too, man. You just let me know what's up. We got it.
Roll.
But no, man. Really, man. I just wanted to get on here, CJ, because I never really get a chance to just chop it up with you publicly or whatever, and just say, man, thank you for keeping it real when you do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really do appreciate you coming in. I just wanted to tell folks that don't listen to him on the Roll Up Network, man. Y'all hop in there, like, get the real that's going on, like, because a lot of times, like, And you'll even see it with TJ sometimes, man. There's certain things that folks who are affiliated with certain entities can't say, contractually and stuff like that. So, I really like that the folks who can't say it and the folks who do say it coming together to just give us the behind the scenes so we're not up at 3 a.m. crying like Kane fans on these spaces. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I really appreciate all that y'all do, man. Thank y'all so much. And hopefully everybody's on their way out to New Orleans.
No, wait. That ain't how you finish calls, bro. Come on.
Oh, man, I thought this is Sunday, man. It's the Lord's Day. But you know what? I believe he knows my heart and he can forgive me. Fuck Florida. Fuck Miami. Fuck Clemson. Fuck everything orange except what, TJ?
Those Graham Cole hard candies.
Goddamn right, man. You have a good day. Go Noles.
So, speaking of doing it like Kraken, we had Lonnie Pryor on the show yesterday. Bro, you want to see Lonnie Pryor? Bro, y'all need a tailgate with Lonnie Pryor. Oh, wait, if you come to New Orleans, you will. Like, you will tailgate with Lonnie Pryor. But my man was gone. Like, I saw Lonnie at like 1 p.m. and I was like, hey, bro, 4 p.m. interview. Like, hold it together. 4 p.m. interview. He's like, TJ, I ain't gonna make it. I was just like, oh god, bro. So Lonnie was good for about the first 5 minutes of the interview. The last 2 minutes, go to the, again, we haven't even monetized on YouTube yet, so I'm not getting anything if you go watch. But let me just tell you, go to the YouTube, find the video from yesterday's interview. He starts going, F this and F that, like, we're gonna beat everybody's F, like it was just. I mean, it was Lonnie being Lonnie. And then, like, Tony Carter comes up there and he's all saved and soft-spoken and stuff. Like, it's just totally different personalities. But, yeah, I thought I was interviewing Kraken for a minute up there, bro.
Yeah, we know once Lonnie's the life of the party. Once he gets the vices flowing and gets in the groove of things, he's definitely going to bring energy for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, cool. Let's get Pete on. And then I see Logan here. I see Rising Spear in here. We're doing a tailgate with Rising Spear for the Duquesne game. Several of you have already taken part in that. Here's what we're doing for that. Anyone that's a member of Rising Spear is welcome at the tailgate, right? So if you've donated, if you're a monthly contributor, you're welcome to come by. If you're not, if you literally just want to go throw in like a $20, $25 one-time donation, try and take care of those folks. It all kind of goes back to the athletes. They're paying for the tailgate out of their own money, and then basically just saying anybody that will then give back to the athletes, will have you out there planning on and working with them on that to try and get some athletes by. It won't be football guys. Obviously, they'll be inside taking care of things. But again, Rising Spear tailgate, the day of the Duquesne game. It's right outside the stadium at the Heritage Fountain. If you need more details or you need any info, if you want to come by and missed any of that, bad service, whatever, shoot me a DM if you want to come to the Duquesne tailgate. We'll have Guthrie's chicken there, of course. We'll have drinks. Shade, which is the most important thing. As much as I love Guthrie's, shade is the most important thing in August. Definitely hit me up, and let's get you out there to that Rising Spear tailgate if you are going to the Duquesne game. My boy CJ will be there. We'll be having a good time. His kids will probably be wrecking havoc. Like, it'll be great. Pete.
Oh, yeah, can't wait, baby. Can't wait.
What's going on, Pete?
Hey, maybe I missed this, guys. I just wanted to ask what the prognosis on the O-line looked like. And TJ, appreciate you, brother. Love listening to your stuff. I got a little worried yesterday when you put out the injury update, but you're my GOAT, so I got to go with you, man.
Oh, I didn't put it. Wait. Don't get me in trouble. I don't think I put out an injury update, did I?
Oh, okay, maybe you didn't.
But I'll still be the GOAT.
About you're still the GOAT. But can you guys talk a little bit about the O-line, if you haven't already? And do we not live in the best state ever? Sunshine all the way around, man. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too, Pete. Best state by far.
Yeah, not close.
No competition, right?
Not. Yeah, O-line. CJ.
Shout out to my New York folks. But yeah, offensive line. Let's start first of all, just the look off the offensive line. They look the part, right? Big bodies, physical looking guys. They look like an offensive line. When they walk past me, walking through the moor, I just felt small or whatever, because those guys look the part. They're large mammals, look like the offensive line should look, right? So depth wise, we're really good on depth. Things look a lot better. I know a lot of people are freaking out about some injury concerns about certain players. I do think those concerns are overblown. I don't think it's to the extent that everyone is thinking. But I think we would be okay on the offensive line if we can keep some guys healthy. Even if we don't keep some guys healthy, I think we have certain guys within the backup ranks that if they were to have to play, the rails won't fall off. I know there's been certain situations in past where, if we ever had to get to that six person in the offensive line room, so to speak, that depth, that if one person goes down, we have to plug in that sixth person. Everything kind of goes from shaky to just off the rails in regards to the offensive line. Everything goes bad. The whole operation is shut down. I will say moving forward, I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think one player going down will throw off the whole operation. I do think Coach Atkins has put together a pretty good room as far as depth and getting some quality pieces that could play if need be, because seasons are long, people get banged up. So if it ever comes to that, I don't think it'll be something detrimental in regards to losing a player or two.
Good stuff, Pete. I appreciate you. I appreciate the kind words.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
You too, buddy. Just don't get me in trouble. I didn't put an injury report out. I don't know who that was, but don't get me in trouble, bro. I was passed out on the couch from being in that sun all day. Let's see here. All right, Logan. Let me get Logan on, and then I got one more. The Big Chief, Boss Man Ross. I'm gonna get you in, and we'll get going. Snapper King, I see your comment. Yeah, bro. I ain't getting in trouble today, man. Logan, what's good, man? You see Logan, CJ? Sometimes it kicks him out.
No, I don't see him.
He's got internet about like Crow. You there, Logan?
Crow, huh?
I don't see him. If he comes back on, that's fine. The Big Chief, Boss Man Ross. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's good, fellas?
Man, we are 20 days away, so everything's good right now, bro. The lies are big. I don't think it's lies this year, but yeah, everything's good. How about you?
Yeah, hey, I can't complain, man. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out, man. Shout out to you, CJ, man. We listened to the roll-up, man. Big vibes still going on, dog. Doing your thing, bro. I'm a FAMU guy, but I fuck with the vibes, dog. I fuck with the vibes.
No, that's real, man. It's all love at the end of the day. I appreciate that.
Yes,
but question, what do you guys think about the running back room, man? We ran the ball a lot last year, and I feel like my running back room isn't. We took a step down, and I don't know how those other cats are looking. Are we really strong at the running back? Is the depth? How are they looking in scrimmage yesterday?
Yeah, I don't think we took a step down as far as the running back room. I think the room overall is better, to be quite honest with you. I know losing Corbin does hurt. I think having Trey Benson in, plugging him in would be a factor. And we got to realize that Lawrence Toafili and Trayshawn Ward, they're going to be better players than they were from last year, right? So you had to factor in that they put on some weight, just better overall players going from 1 year to another. You add in Rodney Hill as your fourth guy within the stable. I think he could play. He could get some reps and be effective. That's something we didn't have last year in regards to that situation. It was just we had three guys, right? It was Ward, Toafili, and Corbin. I think now we have four capable guys that could do some good things for us. And just the fact that Toafili will be a year better and Ward being a year better, and Benson bringing a factor that we haven't had in a long time in regards to just being a physical runner that can also be a game breaker runner. Because as soon as he hit the second level, Benson is a sub 11 guy in 100 meters to run. So I think we'll be okay in regards to the running back room. I think it'll be one of our strengths.
Okay. All right, that's good here, man. Y'all boys keep rolling up, man. Keep the vibes going, dog.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it always.
Appreciate you, man.
Yep.
Let me get Logan on here, and I think we're gonna have to get out of here. I got another show coming up in 25 minutes. It's the Tribe Talk. It's the FSU preseason panel. Again, Brendan Sonone of Knowles 247, Carter Carroll's the Tallahassee Democrat. If you're on YouTube, you can just literally click over here in a minute. I know several of you are watching on YouTube, so appreciate you for that. But Carter Carroll's the Tallahassee Democrat, Kurt Weiler of the new Osceola rival site, Ben Myerson of Tomahawk Nation, Richie Barnes, myself, of course, of Double Fries No Slaw, Ingram Smith of the Nolecast. Ingram and I were funny on Friday. Ingram was funny on Friday night. I forgot we did Spaces on Friday night. But he was hilarious on Friday night, crapping on the Canes a little bit and talking about Florida State's latest commit, a 4-star running back, Samuel Singleton, and then David Hale of ESPN. So we'll have a lot of fun with that. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, click the like button, swipe down in the chat, and hit subscribe. We've been going live here 3-4 times a week. A lot of people come on here and say they appreciate us and they support us, and we really, really do appreciate that. But, to be cliche, your actions speak louder than words. So go hit the subscribe button on the YouTube. Go hit CJ's page. There's probably a link to the roll-up on there. Go follow the roll-up. CJ's holding it down for FSU on the roll-up these days, doing a lot of in-person stuff. We have Preston Parker over at the Cush House and did an interview with him. Had Chris Thompson on. We've had some really, really fun stuff. So if you support, go hit all those things. Of course, shout out the sponsors, Gramco, Garnet and Gold, DSP Insurance. Would love to save you some money on gummies, gear, and insurance as well. If you want to save some money on your car and home insurance, hit up Primetime 2121, Garnet and Gold. Again, the code is Spaces15 to save 15% off there. And Gramco, thegramco.com, TJ25 at checkout. Logan, we got you this time, my man.
You guys got me this time, my friend.
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, enjoying life down here at the beach. It is beautiful. I hate to leave this weekend. But I'm wondering, does this team, do you guys, from anyone at the practice, do you think they're going to be able to get hit in the mouth this year by superior talent and keep playing some ball? That's kind of my question.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think the team has the right mindset in regards to that. We kind of seen that last year too in regards to the team battling within certain situations, not really laying down for certain situations. Just keep fighting throughout the game and trying to find a way. So I think we're kind of building on that. The guys kind of understand the message in regards to, what we expect from a program and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree. If we go up against a team, that has one challenge, I don't foresee any bowing out. I see us battling and punching those guys in the mouth, showing, having them show us that, they're the better team, the more talented team. So yeah, I don't think you will see this team at all at any point during this season bow down from anyone or back down from anyone. I think the tone will be set, and they have a mindset that's instilled within the team that we'll see in regards to that. Of course, that's not going to mean you're going to win every game and be undefeated, but these guys aren't going to back down, and they're not going to tuck their tail and run, so to speak. They're going to be ready for the challenge.
Yeah, I'll answer that too. Florida State, obviously, last year in the first game of the year, I don't mean to go through the whole schedule here, but I want to echo that completely. Florida State in the first game of the year was down 18, could have very easily laid down to a Notre Dame team, had your starting quarterback go out, came all the way back to force overtime there. Florida State at 0-3 was down 31-13 against Louisville, came all the way back and had the ball down one score with a chance to maybe tie it up if you could get a 2-point conversion. Obviously didn't go our way, but didn't back down then. Was in an absolute dogfight with a bad Syracuse team as an 0-4 team and kept battling back to get that win. Went down 8 against Miami after blowing a huge lead, came back to get that win. Trailed against Florida late in the fourth quarter and still rallied back to get it down to 3 with a few seconds left. Obviously didn't end up getting the win. But, yeah, I think what you saw from this team time and time again was they weren't the most talented last year. They made a lot of mistakes. They screwed things up. But I think the one thing you can't take away, the Clemson game, continuing to fight back there. Yeah, I leave the biggest one out. The thing that the staff does really well is they get players prepared for games, right? They get them up for games that they probably shouldn't be in. They compete really hard, and they don't back down. I think that for all of Norvell's faults and for all of the staff's faults, I think the players genuinely do love this staff. I think they love the coaches on it, and their effort and how hard they fight when they do get punched in the mouth is a pure testament to that, because we've seen teams quit on coaches before, and we've seen teams just absolutely lay down in the past, and it's happened to it happened to Jimbo, it happened to Willie. You've seen teams quit. I don't know that you necessarily
It even happened to Norvell at one point.
In the 2020, yeah. But I don't worry about the team quitting after getting punched in the mouth. Now, they may go out there and make a liar out of me against LSU, and I sure hope not. But, I mean, they didn't last year, and I don't really anticipate it this year either. I'll say that, again, for all the faults, I think that the staff does a really good job of getting the team up, making them believe that they're in every game, having them fight all the way through. Florida State was down 3 touchdowns to Wake Forest. I didn't even mention that one. They were down 3 touchdowns to Wake Forest, and 2 drives in a row drove the ball to the 11-yard line. Unfortunately, got stopped on a 4th down. And then the very next drive, got a 3-and-out. And on the very next drive, drove the ball down to the 1-yard line. And so down 3 touchdowns, they continued to fight. They fumbled that away too. So again, they weren't very good, but they at least continued to fight, which is, I guess something. So yeah, I don't worry about that at all. I think they'll be fine. There'll be a moment in that LSU game. We'll go down 10, or we'll, make a big mistake and something will happen, and they'll fight back. I'm not guaranteeing they win from it, but they'll fight back for sure.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm just trying to find where the holes are in this team, because it feels like for the first time our more certified media and even members in the space who are very credible are buying in. And with the last 5 years being what it's been, it's hard to. So as a fan, been conditioned to guard yourself, and now you're like, well, we might actually enjoy a September for once, So I'm looking forward to it. I won't be in New Orleans, but I'll be at Louisville. I'll be at Clemson. I might come down for Florida. I hate that they moved that to Thanksgiving, like the day after, though. That's trash. But yeah, guys, I'm excited for the season. I can't wait to see y'all. TJ, give me a head count for Louisville, because if it's big enough, I'm gonna get a smoker up there for us.
Let's go. Yeah, so
we're gonna have to do it right.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it, but yeah, going to the first 3 games this year, and then I'm taking a little time out so that I don't end up without a wife and 3 kids. But yeah, going to the Louisville game. So if anybody's going to that game, yeah, shoot me a DM. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if it'll be official or not. I don't know if we'll just be out the back of Logan's truck and let him smoke some ribs or something for us. But yeah, hit me up if you're going to that Louisville game. Just shoot me a DM. Logan, I appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, and I just found out about a year and a half from now, I'll be moving to Florida officially. So, Kentucky coming down to Florida, boys. I'm excited.
My man, best state there is. Hey, yo, I don't know what part of Kentucky you're in, but Pops, hit up.
Oh, I hear the seagulls. Oh, that shit's authentic. Oh, I hear it, baby.
No, he's flexing on us from the beach.
Yeah.
Logan, hit up my guy, Pacey. Pops, hit Logan up. Shoot him a DM. See, Pops said he's going to be in Kentucky for that Duquesne game, so maybe you guys can link up. So, Logan, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for hanging out. Let's see here. All right, I don't know that I have a ton else, man. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out. Again, we're doing the panel show with a lot of the beat tonight. So, if you wouldn't mind clicking the link up in the top of the space. We'll be hanging out with guys from Noles 447, the Nolecast, Tomahawk Nation, the Democrat, the Osceola Rival site, ESPN. Of course, Richie and I from Double Fries No Slaw. Should have some fun on there. Even if you don't want to join us on the YouTube tonight, go click that link and hit the subscribe button. Should be really, really cool and should have a lot of fun with it. Oh yeah. What's the name here? One more parting news or note. It sounds like little recruiting news, and then I'll let you guys go. I'll let you guys go like it's a class. I'm an idiot. T.A. Cunningham, top 10 recruit in the 2024 class. I believe Zach just confirmed that he's coming to the Duquesne game. So I know there are questions about 2024 recruiting. I know there are doubts about 2024 recruiting, but would be absolutely massive, and it'll be big for him to be on campus for that game. So good stuff there by the staff. And we talked about the 2023 class. I think that it can finish well. You're still in it for a lot of really highly touted guys, but still right there in the thick of things for 2024. So good stuff there. Again, Zach confirmed.
Yeah, shout out to Zach for breaking that news.
Yeah, Zach Blowstein of Noles 247 confirmed that, and really, really good stuff there. So shout out. I'll just say, shout out Rising Spear. You guys should go contribute if you haven't. So if you appreciate the space and you don't want to support Gramco or Garnet Gold or Tony or like my YouTube or whatever, just go help out our student athletes and support Rising Spear. CJ, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully see you guys all in about 15 minutes on this panel on Double Fries No Slaws YouTube. But CJ, I appreciate you, man, for hanging out. Oh, sorry, crap. Give me like 30 seconds on special teams. My bad, Panama Noel.
All right, special teams. It was kind of hard to judge because we were in the indoors, so a lot of the kicks and stuff were, like, for instance, punts and kickoffs were pretty much hitting the ceiling. So it's kind of hard to judge. The kids couldn't really, well, the players rather, they couldn't really field any punts or kicks. So a lot of stuff were just kind of thrown to them to kind of simulate it. So being in the indoor practice facility kind of hindered special teams from that aspect. But I did mention that one kickoff return that Deuce Spann had, that would have been a legit touchdown, and blocker was perfect. He hit the seam, and just once he saw a spick of daylight, he really opened up and showed how fast he really was. So that play stood out. But overall, though, you can't really get a judge of special teams who have been inside.
Good stuff. I almost left Panama. No, he told me he appreciated me, and I didn't even answer his question or ask his question. So yeah, hard to tell on special teams. I will ask that for the guys that have been outside at fall camp, and try and get an update on that for you if you jump over to the YouTube here, Panama. No, shout out Brian. Ordered a couple of polos from Garden Gold. Appreciate you. Somebody asked about the new UM locker room. I'm gonna ask. Okay, I saved this. I'm gonna ask David Hale. I'm sure he's not in here listening. Let me scroll real quick. Yeah, no, he's not. I'm going to ask David Hale of ESPN. I'm going to see if I can trip him up into saying something reckless about Miami's locker room or something. So yeah, I saw the mini. I wish Tate Martell was still there because I feel like that had been a perfect fit. Okay, all right. Yeah, the locker room was funny. It matches the IPF down there. So good stuff. Thank you guys for those that tuned in. CJ, for real this time. Thank you for hanging out. I know that we went a little bit long, but good stuff, my friend. We'll talk to you again soon. And thank you all for hanging out. Man, we're getting close. 20 minutes, 20 days, and we'll be there. Can't wait to be back in Tallahassee. See you guys soon. Go Noles. All right, if you're still watching on YouTube, I just shared the live panel. So if you're there, we're starting in like 12 minutes. Click on over there. Let's hang out tonight. Let's get a good crowd in there. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys' support. Again, gardengold.com. I know you guys are Knowles fans. I know you're ordering gear. I know you're ordering swag. gardengold.com spaces15 will save you 15% there. thegramco.com. Delta 8 needs. If you don't know what Delta 8 is, shoot me a message. Go to thegramco.com. Hit there. Frequently asked questions to find out a little bit more. You can support the space by going there. If you want to save a little bit of money on your car insurance, homeowners insurance, shoot me a message on any social media app. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. Click that live panel over there. Put it in the comments so you guys can go check us out. We will see you guys again soon. Go on.